Hi everyone, it's Candace from Beacon Hill Books, and I'm here to do a book tag. It is called the Classic Book Tag, and I was tagged by Renata at Book Cravings. I'm sure you guys already know about her and her channel. It is so nice. I love it. She's from Brazil, and she displays these beautiful books. I think they're the folio edition books, and they're just gorgeous. So I really enjoy watching her channel. She also reads a lot of classics. Yeah, she tagged me, so I'm going to get to it. Number 1, an overhyped classic you really didn't like at all. This whole classic tag made me think about, I seem to have two periods in my life that I've been reading classics. One in high school and one as I'm older now, when I really am interested in learning about it. Now, if someone hadn't made me read these classics in high school, I never would have read them. But most of them that I read in school, I did not like. So I don't know, if it's beneficial or not for me to read, because I think I was too young. But it's such an intriguing thing because I see the benefit in it. So the books I'm going to tell you about that I didn't like was one of Mice and Men. I should give it another try. I don't really want to, but that was a heartbreaking book for me that really, I think when you're younger, it just hits you and stays with you longer. And I just couldn't get over what happened to Lenny. It just really bothered me. I also tried and did not finish 100 Year Solitude. I know that's supposed to be a great book. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't finish. My favorite time period to read about. Okay, I really like all time periods. I guess if I was to go think about what I read the most, it's usually British olden times, anytime really. Number 3, my favorite fairy tale. Well, so my answer to this is sort of skewed. I was in a play when I was little, and I was Snow White, and so I think that's always been my favorite fairy tale ever since, with a close second being Alice in Wonderland. But it is funny that this is one of the questions, because after I have a video about this, that I have a survey up for what other people's favorite fairy tales really are, because I watched a video by Jen Campbell about the UK's, or maybe it was just England's, favorite fairy tale. And a whole 7 people have answered the survey. So I'll leave the link down below if anybody wants to add it. Right now, I will tell you that the number 1 favorite fairy tale of my subscribers that have taken this survey is Beauty and the Beast, which I'm wondering, I think this survey came out right before the movie. So it's interesting, but it's not like it's one ahead from the next one. The 2 males that have done my survey so far both voted for Alice in Wonderland. I've had people from the United States, Germany, and Puerto Rico vote so far. I'm leaving it open for a lot longer. I would love to get more people to vote so I can kind of try and draw more information about people's thoughts about fairy tales. Number 4, what is the classic you're most embarrassed about having not read? And that would be Fahrenheit 451. So I think it's the most popular classic I haven't read, plus the subject matter is one that means a lot to me, so I don't know why I haven't read it. Top 5 classics you would like to read soon. Well, I mentioned this in another video. I would like to read The Handmaid's Tale. I know that just became popular because of the TV show, but it has been on my TBR forever, and it's just something I have to read. I have picked up a copy of The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, and I really want to read it on top of it because I did not like Of Mice and Men, so I want to know what happened there. So Fahrenheit 451, I just said that. Great Expectations. I haven't read any Dickens, so that's embarrassing. And 5, 6, 7, I really want to reread Jane Eyre. And I read Jane Eyre when I was in like junior high school. I brought my junior illustrated classic back that somebody gave me. And I had just read Mr. Rochester, so now I want to read this. But I love the illustrations in this book. They're so pretty. I also want to read Dorian Gray and North and South. Those are also very high on my list. My favorite modern book based on a classic. I had a hard time with this one. And so for it, I'm going to recommend a YA book, which I normally never do. It must have been good to stick with me this long. It was Tiger Lily. This book was by Jodi Lynn Anderson, and it was a retelling of Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie from the perspective of Tinkerbell. It gave me more insight into Peter Pan before I had read Alice Have I Been by Melanie Benjamin and watched some of Jen Campbell's videos about fairy tales. So I really loved that book. I give it 5 stars. 7, what is your favorite movie version / TV series based on a classic? Well, I am one of those suckers for Bridget Jones' Diary with Renee Zellweger and Colin Firth as her love interest. I just love that, which is based off the book by Helen Fielding, which is also a great book. I just think it's so, I love how it's told like from her diary, and it's hilarious. And in the beginning when she's drinking wine and All By Yourself comes on and she like rocks it out, and I just love it. I also really liked Mary Poppins, classic movie that I watched very heavily growing up, and I just read last year Mary Poppins based off of Words of a Reader. I don't think I've made a video almost yet without mentioning her channel, but I was surprised how different the book was from the movie, but I still really liked it. I think everyone should read the book because it is different. Travers was a part of making the movie too. That's the interesting thing of it all. Number 8, worst classic to movie adaptation. I have to say that I have not watched this movie because I heard it's very bad. But Anna Karenina I heard, which breaks my heart because I do love Keira Knightley, but I heard it was a bad movie. I haven't seen it, so I can't validate that, but it's what I heard. 9, favorite editions you'd like to collect more classics from? Well, I try not to have physical books if I can help it, but since BookTube, yeah, that's a problem. I am in love, I've showed this on my channel before. I am in love with these books with the illustrations by Camille Rose Garcia. I love her illustrations, and so I think she has 3 more that I want to get more of, but these aren't true. These are more fairy tales. It's like Cinderella and Snow White versus like, Renata said Folio Society or Every Man's editions, or I would take any of them. Honestly, they're gorgeous. I would take any of them. Oh, it's so good. An underhyped classic you'd recommend to everybody. Roots, which I read in school by Alex Haley. It's the saga of American family, and it reaches back to all of Haley's descendants, like 6 generations or something. And it really speaks to the human spirit and survival, and I really enjoyed that even in high school. I liked that book. Yeah, that's my tag. I'll try and tag some people below, but thank you all for watching, and please let me know if you've read any of these books or if you have any suggestions of which of those books I should read first, or just anything in general. I always love to hear from you guys. Happy reading.